Another one of these Real Will episodes. I think this is episode 3. I'm going to tell you a few jokes and talk about how I rewrote the harmony for a Beatles tune, and it came out quite interesting for you theory people out there, or just those of you that have curious ears and don't know anything about theory, but you're going to hear something that sounds pretty interesting and I think pretty cool how it worked out with one of these Beatles tunes that I rearranged. So do you know what the difference between a violin and a viola is? And by the way, if you're a viola joke lover, I would love to hear new viola jokes posted below. Post your latest viola joke. That was my first instrument, and I played in high school in the orchestra, all-state orchestra, got to be the butt of many viola jokes. The difference between a violin and a viola can burn longer. A viola also holds more beer. Another thing is, how do you get a violist to play staccato or spiccato, mainly spiccato? You can Google that. Well, you write a whole note and put solo above it. So although viola jokes aside, I'm really excited because we just released last week my arrangement of Summertime with the amazing vocalist Betty Sue. And let me tell you, Betty Sue just knocked it out of the park. She made up her own melody that still sounds like Summertime, but has this bluesy essence to it. And the dynamic range is just totally out of this world. Now, why is this related to violas? Because I wrote a 3 viola intro. And imagine jazz saxophones in a swing orchestra, kind of like not kind of, but like from the swing era, the Benny Goodman era. So what I did was I take that kind of writing and composed it for 3 violas. And I think it came out wonderfully. This is my intro to Summertime by George Gershwin. And you can just type in on Facebook or YouTube, Will Taylor and Strings Attached, Summertime, and even put Betty Sue in there, and that should bring up the video. Go check it out now, share it, like it, make sure you follow wherever you're watching this on. Follow us, we sure appreciate it. It helps us get the music out there. So a couple of weeks ago, I was due for a haircut right here at this piano, and we were having trouble with the internet, so I went over there to the internet and restarted it, and I thought, okay, well, in that time, I'm gonna sit down at the piano and just doodle around. So when I sat down at the piano, I thought, what is something I could bring to the table with Norwegian wood that would sort of give it a different flavor? And I'm very inspired by this ensemble, this band, this husband and wife team, Pompmalous. Jack Conte, and Jack Conte is the leader, and Natalie Dawn. And what they do is they reimagine music and covers, and it's what I've been doing with Strings Attached for years. So I sat down and I thought about the melody of Norwegian wood. It's so beautiful, it stands on its own. And I thought, here's the melody, right? And basically, you know, the chords are basically just this real static kind of thing going on. Mixolydian mode, which is this. Mixolydian mode, right? So it travels from an E down to an E in an octave. What could I do to create something different happening in there? So, you know, I threw all theory out the window and what if I create a kind of a moving line? Since the harmony is very static, it's not changing, what if I create something that's moving? What would that sound like? So I just, while the internet was restarting, I said, what if we did this? I just played around. And I came up with that. That's something diatonic. And I said, well, what if I put some other notes in there? And so then I came up with this. Sorry. So that's basically A, G sharp, G, F, E, E flat, C sharp. And I thought, okay, that's great. Let's see what that sounds like with the melody. And if you look at the last couple of notes, if you put it all together, you get this kind of harmony. You get a C diminished or an A diminished going to the A. And so then I kind of started thinking, well, what if I could add another thing to that bass line? What would it sound like if I added this? If I played thirds? And I did this. With the melody still working there. And then I was starting to notice, I was like, you know what? I love this thing called spread triads. A normal triad sounds like this. A spread triad sounds like this. It has this transparency. It's kind of spread out. Literally, it's spread out. So what if I took that bass line and used spread triads? And I just started experimenting. Then Karen came over and started cutting my hair while I was at the piano working this out. I had this actual notebook. And I was writing out all the possible spread triads that would work with that descending bass line and still accommodate the melody, right? So it became a little puzzle, right? So if you hear it really slowly, I once had a girl. And when I came here, I thought, oh, or shall I say? And I thought, okay, well maybe I don't want parallel fifths. That's what this is. So how can I make it work without a parallel fifth? So I go, I once had a girl, and then right here, or shall I? And then I add a moving line in it. So this is actually like an F major 7 going to an A7. These are all spread triads all the way down. And then to accommodate the melody at the very last minute there, check this out. So the melody is on a G here. This is a C minor chord. And it goes up to a D. So, I'm sorry. And then when it goes to the F sharp, I change that G to an A. And that makes that into a... Anyway, normally I'd have some music up here and you could see that. But I came up with this really cool intro that works perfectly over the original. You could actually play this and it would work. Check it out. Actually, I'll hold the music up here if you want to pause it and see. You can pause the video when the video is done. That, if you read music, that's the piano intro. Okay. I once had a girl, or shall I say, she once had me. And then I do it down an octave. I once had a girl, or shall I say, she. I think the actual character of the intro fits the music. It has that longing to it. So, the only bad news is that I'm not releasing this final version of Summertime until the end of September. So this is a little bug being planted in your head. We're going to build up to the release of this on September 22nd. And the other cool thing is when I was sitting here getting my hair cut, I just was playing these different chords, and then I came upon this sort of pattern. And I thought, I once had a girl. Actually, you know what happened in reality is I wanted to start it in a minor, in the relative minor. So it goes like this. Here's the intro. I once had a girl, or shall I get it? Say she once had me. And it came up with these different chords that, again, they're not static. You know, the original is just over that A, that guitar part is playing the melody. So Karen eventually came back and said, I really want to have this start on the home, the A major. So I made a compromise, and instead of starting on the relative minor, I turned it around. So this is what we came up with for the verses. I once had a girl, or shall I say, she once had me. And what was really cool is that there's a minor 5 in there. It gives it that really folk kind of flavor of the Celtic melodies. And then for the bridge, it goes to the parallel minor, so it's an A, so A minor, and we kept the pedal in there. So then we make it more static on the bridge. Static like the original is. Even here. And then go back to these new chords that I created while I was getting my hair cut. She showed me her room. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. Okay, there's my little assessment of our arrangement of Norwegian wood. And you can do me a huge favor, and if this was valuable to you, if this was interesting entertainment, let me know below. Follow us wherever you're watching this and make comments so I know that this might be worthwhile to somebody. I'm following Gary Vaynerchuk's lessons on communicating to the world, the fact that we can just communicate to anybody. And I'm crossing my fingers that even though there may be a small audience for this, maybe worldwide, that'll be enough people that we can build an audience for this kind of content. So let me know below. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, it's only 10 minutes. I made it 10 minutes or less. So everyone take care. Check us out on all platforms, Spotify. We're even doing TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Trying to do all of this and also create the quality music at the same time. So I admit I have a bit of a frustration with the time that it takes to do this, but we're going to give it another go. I've been doing it for many years, and we're going to give this another go with Gary V's help, okay? Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Tuesday, 7:30 when we launch our next video, Waiting for the